Welcome. This deck introduces Smart Asset Clustering, a feature of SmartGallery DAM for ComfyUI. It's the official guide to organizing, comparing, and auditing your generation library using two powerful modes, architecture clustering and prompt text clustering, plus the cluster inspector for deep analysis. Let's dive in. Smart Asset Clustering solves a very familiar problem. Your ComfyUI output folder becomes a mess of near-identical renders. Instead of manually tagging files, the tool reads the generation recipe baked into each image or video and automatically groups them, either by their node architecture, meaning the workflow structure, or by their prompt text. Zero manual work, two powerful ways to organize. There are two clustering modes. Architecture clustering groups assets that share the exact same node connections and pipeline structure. It ignores seeds, prompts, and settings, so you can see every output from one workflow template. Prompt text clustering does the opposite. It groups assets sharing the exact same positive prompt, ignoring the workflow. Perfect for comparing how different checkpoints or LoRAs render the same idea. Before you clusterize, you configure two things. First, the search scope. Global searches your entire library across every folder, while current context restricts the search to your active folder or collection. Second, inner cluster sorting, newest first, oldest first, or highest rated first, which uses your DAM star ratings to bring the best renders to the top of every cluster. There are two ways to launch clustering. The fast way. Hover or highlight any asset and press Shift+C. The clustering window opens already targeting that file. Or go through the Tools menu, select Smart Clustering, and configure the dialog manually. Either way, you choose your basis and scope, then click Clusterize. Once you clusterize, a bright fuchsia banner appears at the top of the gallery, showing your basis, scope, and total matching assets. Every thumbnail gets a color-coded hash badge. Matching badges mean matching clusters. To leave, click Exit Cluster Mode on the banner, or just press ESC at any time. Clicking any cluster badge opens the Cluster Inspector, a full breakdown of that cluster. You see the total matching assets, distinct counterparts, the complete node pipeline sequence, every checkpoint and LoRA loaded, and one-click prompt copy. There's also a prompt inspector flavor that surfaces the distinct architecture variants sharing that same prompt. 3 real scenarios. First, comparing checkpoints or LoRAs on the exact same prompt. Prompt text clustering gathers every render into one comparison cluster. Second, finding 30 scattered seed variations of your favorite pipeline. Architecture clustering with global scope finds them instantly, wherever they're stored. Third, auditing and cleaning a project folder. Architecture clustering with highest rated first sorting, ready for a client review. Here's the full shortcut reference. Shift+C opens the clustering modal from the gallery grid or lightbox. ESC instantly exits active clustering mode or closes the inspector modal. And clicking any badge on a grid card opens the cluster inspector for that specific cluster hash. Keep this cheat sheet handy while you work. To sum up, SmartGallery DAM turns a chaotic, ComfyUI output folder into a searchable, self-organizing library, one cluster at a time. Try Shift+C on your next render and see your library organize itself. Thank you.